welcome back everybody to Roy's Ginger. And today we don't have a resident redneck because he wants some time off. He's had a busy, busy week. So was it 8 days straight? He's had with no work, no time off work. That's just ridiculous. That's like working in retail or
Yeah,
hospitality, both of which I've worked in and hated.
mm, preach.
So he's having some well deserved time off,
He's having some downtime with the wife.
and
Wink,
and
wink.
Why?
Mm.
we're going to be discussing some uh, thing.
Yeah, I think that's really why he's bailed out. He doesn't want to like potentially get the death threats from the dead man.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I,
I'm Ginger. I don't have much to live for anyway. I'm
Hey,
fucking going for
I'll take on the dead man. He's all he's a cripple. You know what I mean? I can take him on.
it.
I mean, the other week I was shouting at Triple H, and I've not heard anything back from him. So clearly, he must be scared.
Mm.
Exactly, man.
You know, fair, Triple H watches every bit of content under the sun.
He does. He
He
does.
watches their channel like a hawk, man. He listens to their ideas.
He's got to. He's got to. He's listening to him and then going and doing the exact opposite of good ideas.
Exactly. He's been fucking it.
Mm. Speaking of fucking it, Michelle McCool. Isn't that a
Straight
good?
in there.
Isn't that a good? Isn't that a good segue? And get straight in there. That's what she said.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a while.
And that's what Taker's done.
Yes, well, in case anybody is wondering and they haven't got it from the thumbnail, we are here to talk about Mrs. Deadman herself, Michelle McCool. Because she's been popping up in a lot of articles lately. A lot of people have been talking about her, and they're along the same lines as this. Like, you know, going, is she overrated? Is she just getting what she's getting because she's the dead man's wife? All that kind of stuff. So before we jump in, I'm going to do the quick disclaimer. These are just like, you know, our opinions as four people who sit in their houses, while Michelle McCool has done a lot more than we have done in that
Yeah.
sense, in terms of what professional wrestling and all that kind of stuff. So it's just our opinions. Taker, Calloway, like, don't come at us with any like your redneck like shotguns or whatever. This is just our opinions. My personal opinion is gross and fucking balls. But aside for that, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Like writing down the bottom that goes, disclaimer, by the way, this happens on a regular basis. We have opinions, so get used to it. Get to fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's why
That
we
effect.
that's why we disable the comments because people are like, we don't like them having opinions. I'm like, what, like every other fucker on the internet?
But if we get too bad, then we might end up in this scenario.
I think we're already there. Let's be honest.
We're very close.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all
We're
out of
doomed.
time.
We're all doomed.
Well, I'm being optimistic. By the time I hit 40, 2027, that's when it's going to happen.
We've got to get nuked.
Nuked by 40. I think that'll be like, and if we don't like get it done by that, that'll be the title of one of my films, Nuked by 40.
Nice to have a tan.
That's
well,
satisfactory
does it-
with our next
Does it
movie.
count as a time when you've only got your bones left?
Well,
So they're
I'm pretty
scorched.
You pale white, but I don't know. That's
Yeah.
still
I
cool.
don't know, like, at least you don't need like after circular SPF factor 50
Well,
on you.
in fairness, this is the color of my skin.
It looks like bones, to be fair.
It pretty
Like,
much
not in a
is
bad way.
bone.
I mean,
No, in a bad way, man.
there's
Yeah.
been day, sun.
Um,
Mhm.
Not at all, man.
Yep.
I don't have much color in this arm. Well, I do have color in this arm. It's just a
Yeah.
lot of skin.
Well,
Tattooed up.
yep. She's ganged up.
Gang, gang.
Yeah, in fairness, guys, you were at that shoot where I got a cold, sunstroke, and midget bites to fuck all on the same day.
Mhm. That is true,
All you needed
man.
was
That is true.
diarrhea, and that'll be you with the full set.
That was the next week.
I forgot about that. That's the one thing I forgot about. But yeah,
That's a day to remember.
right. So we'll start off with the one thing that kind of everybody's been using as the stick to beat down what Michelle McCool, and it is Kev's background, Lay Cool. Well, a lot of people were saying that she was the least
And
she's the least memorable part of way cool.
If you can see, I've got the broken women's title
Yes.
up here as well.
Yeah. You can see it very, very briefly, like because we can only see
Ah,
like the top part of it. But yeah, I could kind of see the broken title. But that was what.
they're holding it as well.
There
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
are.
there we go. There we
There's
go.
there's the broken title. I think that's one of the things that's sacrilege as well. Like
Yes.
that was a proper like good looking women's belt. Wow, even just for design. Wow,
Did they not
and
end up bringing in the new belt though after they done that?
wasn't that like
It was
was it
the
the Divas
Divas
one?
title get brought in at the same time, and then she like unified them.
Mm,
Mm,
I remember it was during that time as well that they were reinventing quite a lot of the titles because during that time you had like the spin title for John Cena. They had a
yeah.
few other titles like that, so they were trying to experiment. I understand the John Cena side of things for the spin. He was a doctor of economics. It worked to him.
mm.
When they split the title, it's like why?
It was. I
Mm,
felt like it was different. I felt like it was new, and they had to bring it. They had to bring something new into the women's division. I felt.
mm.
I enjoyed. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the storyline of them splitting the belt and that. It made sense, kinda.
Mm.
But
So what did you think of like Waco, like in general, like that whole kind of run that Michelle McCool had with it? Like, because she said, like, that's Hall of Fame worthy.
I,
Discuss.
I would put it the Hall of
Ah,
Fame. I would say it was pretty decent. No, I was a young guy when I was like a young pup watching it when they were a group, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was different
Hmm.
because
was
it
one
wasn't really
storyline I
like
didn't really like from it was them against Mickey James because they were fat shaming her,
And the Picky
and
Yeah,
James stuff.
I agree
yeah,
with that one. They
I
took
didn't
the
like how they did that, but unfortunately, it's the part of the shock factor because they were going from the Attitude Era to the PG era, and what can we tweak into that PG era? Let's fat shame people. And like, if you
that was
look at
just
people
no.
nowadays, I mean, if you think about people back then, they were all that thin and everything else. That nowadays we've got Beth Phoenix that boomed from that, so that we're strong, powerful women. Then you got like Tamina, who you don't really see nowadays, but she's a big lass. You got Nia Jax, you have Piper Niven. So it's like, screw you, fat shaming, because we're also awesome as well.
Yeah. And then
yeah.
even when you looked at Mickey James as well, like I didn't see where the fat was.
No,
I think
neither did I.
Like it was
it's
just she was
cause
built as in like
she wasn't
she was
like
like that. Like yeah,
she
that
wasn't
built.
like the people that they had in at that time, because you had people like Tori Wilson, Stacey Keebler,
People are
and they were like
I like
stick
page
thin.
three models.
You had
Mm.
Sable
Dawn Marie was
and
one of my personal
Dawn Marie as
heart-ons.
well.
Kansas
And it's like
Kansas
Michelle.
Michelle.
you
Mm.
had all of them who were sticks.
We also had
Mm,
But that
Jacqueline as
and
well. Jacqueline,
yeah,
Victoria. Well, she was
Jazz.
slim. She was slim, but she wasn't like
yeah.
huge. Like Jazz, what Ivory,
Hmm.
like
But the
China
ones
as
that
well. China wasn't thin. Well,
No,
but the ones that got the
she
most
was
screen
jacked.
time were
was a fan.
all the ones that were really, really thin. And the
Mm,
ones that had the actual wrestling talent, they were put to like mid card
yeah,
for the women's division. They were like
Mhm.
opening the shows and stuff. And it's like,
yeah. I mean, in
why?
fairness,
They're
like
the ones with more talent.
the Sable was the sex bomb of the time, and she wasn't thin. Like
No, no.
she had enough. What she did enough that Brock Lesnar couldn't snap her in half the second time round. What and in fairness, she's still holding up not bad. Like I've seen recent pictures of her. People are like slating her online, saying like she looks horrible. I'm
I,
like, I think she looks
doesn't
all
look
right.
like it, man. I don't think it looks like Sable.
Like
She just looks
she looks like somebody that should be
plastic.
in. She looks like she should be in like a horse riding Netflix documentary. What? So what? Like my
It's
wife.
because
What?
that's all she does.
There was like my
That's all
wife.
she does nowadays.
Yeah,
She watches Netflix documentary at him.
yeah.
Oh Lord.
No, like, at first, like my wife watches like a series on Netflix called Heartland, and it's about like horses, like a horse farm and like farms and stuff like that. I think she would fit in with that cast because she's just got that kind of. She's just settled. She's
Cowgirl.
yeah. It's like, and well, she's pretty sure she writes Brock like one, but that's a different story.
Yeah,
But,
it
but the
is.
point was like she didn't look like Stacey Keebler was one that I was like even I was like I had a hard on for her, but I was still like, eat a sandwich. Like,
If
like,
she ate a sandwich, it would go straight to the thighs. And like Stacey Keebler was one of the lassies. She was tall, but she rocked the freaking legs, man. The legs were
she,
like,
she was. You ever see Naked Gun 33 and a thirds? And Nicole Smith when they did like the pan up from the legs, and it was like three sets to the knee. Like that was Stacey Keebler. It was like net. It was like legs, 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 chin.
like that
It's
episode
like
of Family Guy.
yeah. It was like but it's like uh, I mean like there's like she was like the stick figure kind of ones. What? Whereas like Mickey James, well, trying to bring it back to Aussie Cool, like she didn't look like she wasn't like that, but she was certainly nowhere near like what a Nia Jax or a Beth Phoenix is. Like but she looked good a lot. And then like, also Michelle
Healthy.
McCool on that have said, yeah, healthy, thank you, that's the word. But but,
Aye, she looked healthy.
but Michelle McCool on that have said like they hated doing that storyline. That was just something Vince told them to do it, so they did it.
I can see Vince doing that type of shit, so I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's the two things she's really remembered for, like the splitting of the title and Peggy James, and you
Should also
think it,
remember before
and you
is
think of the women that aren't in the Hall of Fame compared to Michelle
Hmm.
McCool being in the Hall of Fame, and this is where this debate's coming from. Do those moments make her a justifiable Hall of Famer?
I wouldn't say so. The only thing
no.
I remember Michelle McCool is being the manager of Chuck Palumbo and the splitting of the belts. That's all I can really remember her being like no big moments in WWE, but
Mm.
small moments in that
Yeah,
sense. If
and
I'm
and they were what they were like managers and like managers in the second season of NXT with
Yeah.
mm,
Caval. Was it? What
Oh
was
yeah.
Yeah.
what
Yeah, it was
like?
like a oh God, what's his name?
I mean, that was the sort of name that he got when he went to NXT. I can never remember his actual name, but he was one crazy motherfucker. He was total
There was
psycho.
another thing that she was famous for as well, because like they were doing back in the day the most powerful women's wrestlers back at that time. Now this was before Beth Phoenix came about, and she was ranked as one of like the best power slammers, bombers. She was like a power horse or a
Mm,
powerhouse, sorry. And like back then, I understand why she was a powerhouse, but you also
mm,
have people have like Victoria as well that was doing all that, but she wasn't recognized because she wasn't the stereotypical blonde that
mm-hmm.
everyone wanted to be. And back then, there was like this whole bunch of blondes. Tori Wilson, like you said, Sable, like you said, Stacey Gilbert, like you said as well.
Trish
And
Stratus.
like, yeah, well,
can't
just
forget
like
her.
well, like after that.
Yeah.
But when it came to like the brunettes, because like Dawn Marie, Candice Michelle, and Victoria, they've all had troubles with them as well. And then when Melina came about as well, she was made class as a manager and try and get them into feuds as well with Michelle McCool, Layla, that sort of thing. It's just I am one of these people that I've always been a big fan of Victoria. When
Mm-hmm.
she started out the whole psycho thing, talking on stage with Tattoo and Stevie Richards, that was absolutely fantastic. She should
Yes.
have been
Hmm.
in the Hall of Fame first compared to Michelle McCool.
Yeah.
But this is where the controversy comes in with the Undertaker. Even though I love the Undertaker, if them two weren't married, I don't think she would be in there first.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Yeah.
agree with you on that one. I think she's managed to get a good gym because she's the Undertaker's wife. Pretty
Right.
much, she's managed to get a position she's at now.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can
let's
also
talk
say
about.
that she didn't have any like she had good matches, she had good runs and whatnot, Divas title, everything else like that. But because it's difficult because like she's got all these accomplishments, she's had these okay storylines, she's had a good run and whatnot. Undertaker is your husband.
Yeah, that
Mm,
ranks
Yeah.
everything that she's ever did, if, in a sense. It's different compared to the Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Ken, how a lot of people say, oh, Triple H managed to get where he was because he's with Stephanie. I disagree with that one because he worked his ass off.
Mm,
But Michelle McCool, you can kind of tell she disappeared for a while. Undertaker retired, then that's when she became more relevant. when she was seen with the Undertaker.
Hmm.
And that's when she got
Hmm.
more screen time, and that's when she managed to come back into the Royal Rumble as well too, I'm pretty sure. She did come,
Yeah.
she did make her return
Yeah.
a few years back, didn't she?
Mm.
And she came back quite a few times. She was a part of the women's evolution
Hmm.
stuff
Yes,
that was
that's right
there
as
as
well.
well. The role so got how long ago was that? 2017, the women's evolution.
That was
2000.
a
Yeah.
good few years
Yeah.
back then.
Mm.
Yeah, and because like I remember her saying that her girl was really young and she wanted to be like a good role model and whatnot. And then on one time, it was like a couple of Royal Rumbles ago, when she was sitting in the crowd, her music came on. It was like, oh,
Hmm.
let's go, hey,
Mm,
let's go. And I'm like, you're there with your lass. I understand you
Hmm.
want to be a role model for your lass, but
Hmm.
it's just too random for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
aye, I agree on
Well,
that one.
we'll jump into the next part, which is screen time. And that was obviously the biggest controversy at the minute. Well, and the most relevant one that people talk about is the 6 Feet Under podcast.
Yep.
Now, for those that maybe have been living under a rock all this time, Undertaker was doing a 6 Feet Under podcast, 6 Feet Under Mark Calway, what his co-host Matt and friend had suggested he does that. He had to be talked into doing it, and then it blew up. It blew up to the point where everybody was like, holy shit, we want to hear this, we want to hear these stories. And he was getting good guests on that were outside of the WWE sphere as well, which were really good. They were really interesting. It was very natural. Like, people didn't like Matt at first, like, because they were like, let the dead man speak. But Matt, I liked him because that's somebody from the podcast side, someone that needs to guide someone like Taker, who he's a boomer. He doesn't know fuck all about technology.
Mm,
Unless it's a gun. Well, and that's well, and
Gun, a bike.
sometimes not even a bike. We've seen some of those things you couldn't get that thing to start.
I
Well,
remember that a few times.
yeah. I mean, neither could Hogan, but that's a different story. But so they
It
so
led to Steve Austin at one point.
mhm.
Oh,
So
he
what?
can't.
So it was doing well, and it was like what there was like weekly episodes, and then you had your short content in between to keep you updated. What throughout it got lots of traction. Even had the fucking president on.
Mm-hmm.
At one
I
point,
mind watching that one.
no matter I mind like messaging you guys going, I'm watching this right now as it's going. What the fuck? What? And I couldn't believe it. And it was, and he was like, guarantee this will be one of your highest viewed videos, and it was. The bastard was fucking right. But
Right.
I thoroughly believe it was Taker that got him the presidency because he was losing in the polls until that video dropped, and then after that video dropped, everything swung around
Went
for him.
bomb. It was booming.
But
Probably.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
to be fair,
so
you're
yeah,
right, man.
we fucking blame
So
we
it
fucking blame
wasn't
the dead man
Hogan
for
that won
that.
it for him. It wasn't Hogan that won it for him.
No, what him supporting Trump literally killed him. What so
Oh, too
what,
soon.
and that's going to be like one of the least
We're
controversial
gonna
things.
get cancelled.
That's why the least. This is why the least controversial things I'm going to say. What? So don't worry, we're going there. What?
Here
So
we go.
so Taker's podcast drops off the face of the earth. What? In the sense of nothing comes out for ages, and then all of a sudden WWE are saying we're bringing out podcasts. And this first we hear about the what do you want to talk about, Cody Rhodes. We hear about Stephanie McMahon's podcasts. I think hers is brilliant because WWE are going, let's charge all this for your pay-per-views, and she goes, just buy a VPN. Where's that?
Mhm.
Mic drop, fucking boom. What?
I feel like she doesn't give a shit about the company anymore.
I don't think she doesn't. Well, she's there.
Machine now on the active roster.
As
Oh
soon as TKO took over, she's like, no.
yeah,
She kens where it's got to end up leading at
yeah,
the end of the day. So she does.
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, let's Shane McMahon. That's gonna be a future episode. Take a drink. What? So the final podcast that was announced at the time, 6 Feet Under with the Undertaker. What? Matt is gone. Michelle McCool is now the co-host. Matt goes on to Maven's channel and explains what had happened. And basically, long and short of it was, WWE went to Taker, want to buy it. Taker agreed to it without letting Matt know at all. And basically told him after the deal was done and that he wasn't involved in it anymore.
The wee
And
bit
then,
of low ball, man,
yeah.
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 Now, Matt still says that he's still pals with the Undertaker, like they weren't going to let this type of thing get between them. But that is, I thought, major dick move, and clearly you agree with me that is a dick move, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's definitely. I mean
It's
that's like shit that's happened to people that's cost them their lives.
mhm.
Mm.
It's clear that the fucking Undertaker's got a very hard on for the WWE and would pick anything.
It's it's completely all about the money now because
Hmm
he's not getting the money from like, showing up every now and again. They're needing to give him stuff. He's going to show up at WrestleMania in Saudi. We know that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Even if it's just he walks out or drives out, drives around the ring, and then drives away again.
See,
Or
the
he goes
stage
in
What?
and ducks somebody into the Hall of Fame. Do you know what I mean?
at
Aye.
Don't
this
give that
stage, I
Steph
wouldn't
deserves it, but
see at this stage. I wouldn't be surprised if him and Michelle McCool have a fucking mixed tag match.
I
Triple
know.
Oh
H and
Lord.
Stephanie McMahon,
Mm.
right there, dream
Yeah,
match.
there
I
we
mean,
go.
the thing is, when they started taking the shows to Saudi Arabia, they were asking for people that had been like dead for years. They asked for the Big Boss Man and Randy Savage.
And
It's like,
Did not
Yokozuna,
ask for
and
test as well,
Yokozuna,
Tay.
and they asked for Test, and it's like
they're all
they're
dead.
dead. It's like, oh,
It's
what about them? It's like, oh,
Ultimate
their
Warrior.
work. They asked for
Yeah.
him. Yep.
Mhm.
surprised them
And
not
it's
asked for
like
Chris Benoit.
it just shows that
That's what
they're
those AI
not.
ones are about.
I
They,
saw
mate,
that. Oh my Lord.
they are
Yes.
crazy, aren't they?
Yep.
They should just have that as their show.
Fu-
They
Future
should. That's how
future
the
drink.
WWE
Future
take them
episode. Take
on.
a drink. Mm.
I'm
Yep.
so glad this is water.
Yeah. So,
We'll have to use more coffee
the
now.
first episode that comes up, the thumbnail is Undertaker and Michelle McCool. The latest episode at the time of this recording, the thumbnail is Undertaker and Michelle McCool. They are the two lowest viewed on his podcast
Yeah.
since WWE's taken over. They've had other ones like Gunther, Billy Ray, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels. Now, I've watched some of them just for the purposes of, right, I need to get the idea of what they were like. Michelle McCool is not a good co-host.
No.
No, she's no.
What?
I found the podcast boring now, watching them. I preferred it when it was him and his buddy. It
Mm.
made it interesting. It made you actually want to watch it more and be like, oh, right, that actually did happen. But with Michelle McCool, it's just, you feel like it is for the money. Does that make sense?
It
Yeah.
feels like it's neutered. Like you said, like
Aye, aye.
when it was the boys, you didn't know what was going to fall out of his mouth. I remember watching the Hornswoggle one, and he was talking about like his favorite wrestler when he was younger, and he went, "It was Ultimate Warrior. I hate because I hated Hulk Hogan." And Undertaker went, "Get in line,"
I
and just
know.
and just everybody buckled. What?
In
But the
the
point,
same time,
but you wouldn't hear him say that on a WWE one.
no.
Wouldn't hear him.
No.
What? But now with Michelle McCool being there, it feels like he's more restricted because that's
It's
his wife.
it
Aye,
seems like it's scripted now
Yeah,
aye, it does, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
yeah,
compared to when, like, with the Hornswoggle one, when he's talking about the Tommy Dreamer stuff as well. When
yeah.
they were talking about
With the puke bucket.
that, it's like,
Because like when you're with your related partner or wife and whatnot, I don't know what it is. I think it's just like the code or the rule or whatnot that things tend to tone down a bit. But when you're with your mate, you can go a little bit more wild. And this
Aye.
is for a podcast because I remember watching it, and I felt it was like Undertaker was talking, 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 and then Michelle McCool was just tucked to one side with her legs up and whatnot, and she was just there listening. I'm like, are you not going to do something?
Interact.
Because
Aye.
interact. I mean, this is a podcast. You're supposed to have a bit of banter, a bit of a laugh or whatnot. Going, are you going to be
Mm,
joking? Hornswoggle, Hulk Hogan was absolutely okay. Okay, that's just me
mm,
ad libbing just there. But you
yeah.
know what I mean? It's a bit of a banter. I mean, what's the point of being on a podcast if you're says right? So how long were you being in wrestling for?
Mm.
I just want to
Now,
shake her.
yeah,
I'm afraid if I shake her, I might break her.
one of the
She's so
things,
cool.
one of the things that what I've noticed while watching Michelle, like, and this is the only one where I can make a comment about it because what content creator, media company, this is the stuff that I know. She either speaks too little or she speaks too much, and it's irrelevant conversation. Like she'll speak over the guest rather than letting them talk and letting them deliver their points and wait until there's a natural drop off in the conversation beforehand. Now, I've been guilty of doing that myself. But especially when I've done interviews like for that Mental Ginger show, like there's been points where I've done it. Most of the times it's usually had to be if we're either running like close to time up or if it's a point where it's not really going anywhere, like, and I need to try and kind of divert it to a bit more engaging conversation. That's the type of stuff where you have to try and learn, you have to learn to like, adapt to cues and adapt to this type of stuff. Michelle is not good at that. People seem to think when they first start doing this type of stuff, that they can follow the Chris Van Vliet formula of treat it like a conversation, which normally means when you do have a conversation with people, you jump over them and like you'll talk about things, but no, wait a minute, no, and it becomes a clusterfuck,
Yeah.
essentially, of conversation. Well, every content creator makes those mistakes at first. And then we learn, and then we get used to our style, we get used to how we present things. That's how we carry on. Michelle is not learning those traits. She's not learning those points. And that's a concern when you're doing a show with a big platform like WWE has got. She's doing amateur level content creation on a global stage. Now,
Yeah.
people might think I'm being a dick with that. Do you guys think that I am?
I agree
No,
with you on that one, man, 100%, because it does, we've said it before, it just feels like it's more scripted. It feels like it's not coming for the heart
Mm,
when she's doing them. Yeah, that's my opinion. So it is.
that's like you can feel the teleprompter running and them just
Mm-hmm.
reading it off rather than when it was like when it was Maven that was on as well,
mm,
and they were just talking about all the shit that had happened
Mm-hmm.
rather than, oh right, we've done that point, let's get to this point. Now they've got to that point. It's like it's like a scripted interview
Aye, that's
for
how
a
I feel.
film. It's like they've made it to be for a film. So right, that's what you say, and then you go.
mm,
And there's no deviating. There's no oh wait till I tell you this, and then off they go on a tangent because we're all about tangents.
mm.
I never stick to what I'm
Just
talking about
us? Do
on
we
my
ever?
stuff,
We all don't. It's fine.
Yeah, but the point is, like, we have tangents, right? That's
but we
that.
get
But
to the point.
we've made that part of our
Right.
shtick. We've made that part of what we are. And even though Ray is not here in spirit, one of the things he'd said was that when his work pals were watching it, that he liked that we had banter. We also said
Mm-hmm.
that you could tell like and that I was the one that had done this kind of stuff before and it started all because when things were starting to get off tangent, I could bring it back and I could lead the conversation.
Yeah,
That's where you need to be aware of like, if you're the host, if you're the co-host. Undertaker's the host. He should be leading it, but it feels like he's not. So it feels like you've got two co-hosts and husband and wife, and neither one knows what the fuck they're doing.
hmm
Because the WWE's got the balls, man.
There'll be certain levels of like, this is what you can and can't get away with. But they've been doing this for a while now. Those things should be ironed out. They should know what they're doing. They should have the kind of structure ready, and everybody should be aware of what they're doing. And also, an editor's job is to make sure that the bits that don't make it to camera or don't make it to the content don't make it to content. Well,
Mhm.
that's their job. That's the thing that they do. If it's a one man band like me, sometimes you can forget this shit and things slip through. Well, but that's a billion
They're a
dollar
major.
company.
yeah,
Well, so
Exactly,
they
man.
so they should be like, look, just go with the flow, enjoy it, and then the editors will cut out the bits that aren't deemed appropriate. They'll have the
yeah,
right timestamps. They'll have the right tech. They'll be able to. They've got fucking like editing software that's got AI thing where they can literally go find this bit and cut it out, and the AI does
yeah.
it for them. They're
Mm-hmm.
fucking using Def Rebel's fucking using AI, so we know that they're already using it.
My
Yeah,
concern
it's
is that
taking over.
because they already have that technology, because they already have that technology and they have edited it out, it's still like that,
Mm,
which
Yeah,
concerns me. They've got all this technology, they've got all this stuff, they can do whatever they want with it, they can have a bit more banter, but it's come out like it is.
mm,
It may have just been I don't think it's deliberate. I think it's just how it is. But at the same time, it's like they the Undertaker and Michelle McCool do so much stuff together. They're married, they got a kid. They're the whole thing with the legends greats and whatnot, and they
Yeah.
do the podcast. I mean, I know if I spend too much time with my husband, I'm going to kill him.
Mm,
I don't know, you know what I mean? And they
yeah.
spend so much time together. I just feel like sometimes they're just like so used to each other that they're probably even bored. And Michelle McCool's like, okay, you do the talking. That's
Mm.
I'll
fine,
just
do the
do the
talking.
listening.
I'll kick your ass when it comes to the coaches. Oh yeah,
Mm.
I've got your title, by the way.
Yeah.
Did,
Yeah.
did she not end up getting Mickey James kicked off as well,
Yeah.
Kay, for
Yep.
that proper?
Yeah.
Aye.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Because that was the
exactly.
that was the other point that I was gonna make for this kind of final roundup. But obviously, Debbie's just brought it up. LFG, Mickey James was already meant to be on it. She kicked off for Michelle McCool. Michelle McCool has now won. Who had won it previously? The Undertaker.
Yep.
And they've recently just dropped an episode where they're trying to say, and Deadman is simping the fuck out to his missus, like saying that
Yeah.
he hasn't used any of his clout to get her where she is. And she's saying that she revolutionized women's wrestling. Now,
Nah.
this is not me trying to be sexist in the
Stratus, Lita
slightest.
did that.
Yes. Well, this is the
Paige, AJ Lee.
so many
Hmm.
women have done it and have revolutionized it. Even in the modern era, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bailey, Sasha Banks, Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, even fucking
As
Jade Cargill,
Asuka.
Yeah.
Asuka,
Aye.
Kairi Sane. These are
Io
all ones that
Sky.
are Io Sky. These are all ones that are just coming off the top of our heads in this recent one that have done more in their short careers than she
The
has done.
Michelle was. Aye. I agree on
Well,
that one, man.
and
I mean,
that's
I would say that even Maurice had a
mm,
better, even
Aye.
closer to a
even
Hall of Fame career.
even Gail Kim and Awesome Kong when they were briefly there.
Oh, I love their
Remember Awesome
dynamic.
Kong?
I love their
Mm,
dynamic. The battles. Oh, I love them.
yeah, I mean, this is just like the times when they were in WWE and they didn't get treated well, and they still did better. Like,
Yeah.
take them out of that. Looking at TNA,
They did
massive women's
amazing in
revolution.
TNA. Yes.
Like the fact Lay Cool was a rip-off of the Beautiful People.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Beautiful People did it. Now, Lay Cool were Timu, if you were
It
lucky.
was before Timu was even a
Yeah.
thing. They
Yeah,
invented
Yes.
Timu.
that was Wish.
Why?
Yeah. So I think we're all pretty much in agreement because we're our current type, but the title is Michelle McCool Overrated? What? And we're meaning it in like this professional wrestling and kind of content creation game because she seems like a nice, genuine person. Her and Mark Calloway, because I don't even call him out because he's whipped like the family pig. In this one.
He's
What?
pussy whipped, man.
No, I've been pussy whipped. Well, at least you have fun when you do that. Well, I freely admit that, and I do not care because I'm quite happy. Well, but
To be fair, Undertaker is a fellow ginger, so you could talk to your fellow ginger however you like.
he's not a fellow ginger. Fuck off. He's
He
not
is.
albino now.
Yeah,
is.
dyed
Ginger.
black hair,
He's
but he's
ginger.
ginger.
Yeah, he was ginger, but then he dyed it. That's living in denial.
He's just like his
Like,
career with his
like,
wife.
keep this. If he kept this when he was the dead man, they could understand why he was allergic to the sun.
Could you imagine?
Mm.
But I'm pretty sure he's came and fought before with tanned skin, like mega tanned. He was
Yeah,
tanned
that's
at
all.
one point,
That's
right?
also
Maybe just the tattoos.
yeah. That was basically it. They just basically tattooed a tan onto him and left it. Then put the actual tattoos over him.
Oh
That means
man.
permanent.
Yeah. But like I say, as a person, like Michelle McCool seems lovely, but I personally think overrated. Now I'm going to jump to
Yeah.
Debbie at this point because I don't want it to seem like it's three middle-aged white guys all going, yeah, a woman doesn't deserve this. So Debbie, please save our skins.
Save your skins or save my skins because she's definitely overrated. Because speaking as a very proud plus size woman, as soon as she starts slagging off the plus size community, screw you. And yes, I've done the whole pick a thing. I don't care.
Hey,
But
you are our queen. You're allowed to do that.
actually, I think about calling myself the theory queen, the theory queen, because I've got too many theories under my hat.
Theory queen. There we go. We'll
But
just get a picture of Austin Theory's body with your face.
oh my god, no!
Right.
Interested, actually.
Mm.
Okay, see, I understand she's had some career, but it's just that what if there was no Undertaker?
Mm.
She
She
would
would be
be
where she
nothing.
is. Exactly, she would be where she is. And I hope they have a fantastic marriage for the rest of their lives. I hope they have numerous kids while he's still, anyway.
He's 60.
Yep.
Al Pacino's having kids at 80. So
What?
Pacino's got
What?
kids at 80.
That
Yeah.
is selfish. That is selfish, man. And that's just my opinion.
yeah,
That's
my wife
She's
said the same thing.
45. She's 45 as well. She's only a few years
45
older than
in the
me.
right age with having babies, but
I'm
your
not saying
spouse is
much.
going to end up dying soon. Well, he is
Yeah.
the Undertaker, so he can raise for the dead. He's
Yeah.
been buried umpteen times, man.
Yeah, we just get Kane to revive him. That's us.
No, Kane will bury him first.
There we go.
Oh,
If he's not in the Royal Rumble, he might not have time.
That's right.
I couldn't
Yes.
believe that. I honestly couldn't believe that when I found out. I'm like,
Mhm.
what?
Right. So what beef? What Michelle McCool overrated?
She's overrated, man. She's killing it, like in a bad way.
Yeah. Kev.
Definitely.
Right.
It's
What?
not to belittle anything that she's done in the ring,
Mm.
but it's not
I
a
agree
Hall
with
of
you.
Fame worthy career.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely say so. What in the sense of what she's done what so many people what would want to do and have not been able to do. She got
Yeah.
to WWE and lasted for a while. What she did what
She's
she
a
needed to
not,
do. What, but
a
at the
normal
same
wrestler.
time, when you look at the ones that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame but are not, the key
Yeah.
one being China, as we've
Yep.
discussed previously, what if you put those two together, there is no contest.
Yep.
Well, I personally hope that she gets better at her content creating game. I want to be proven wrong. That's the point. Well, if we're saying she's overrated, like, and she's not doing well at the content creating side of it, please, if anybody got there to get Michelle McCool, I say this: prove us wrong,
Yeah.
Hashtag.
because we will be so damn happy if you do. You seem like a lovely
Mhm.
person. Well, up your game a little bit, you'll be fine. But Mark, grow some fucking balls.
Choke slam that bitch through a table and get her pulled.
What? I'm pretty sure you've last righted her in the bedroom. Do it in the do it on fucking screen.
There are four poster beds. It's been turned into a steel cage match. Just chuck her off the steel cage.
No, it would have to be hell in a cell for him. That was his custom. But Mankind's in there as well, giving her tips of how to get off the cell.
So that's the BDSM work there. Done, sorted, mask
Yep.
and everything.
That's us. Well, that's carrying cross once again. And on that note, we shall call it quits. So to everybody, thank you all for watching. We've been the Rose Ginger Crew. We'll be back again with another episode. See ya.
Yeah.
Noose.